then what happens, if, for example, is that individuals, let's say that they are starting to, come to terms of, this is who I am and this is how I want to present. And then there's all these extra hoops that they will have to go through to go through, like gender affirming surgery, or just get support, and that's medical, mental health, legal. I mean, so all of those things, we still have a lot of work to do. So sorry, I didn't want to take up too much time on this.
No, so Mistress Kate, Sister Dark, your conversation crystallized something for me. You need integration of all those aspects of self. And Mistress Kate, it sounds like what you're doing is pulling that out, that might release a blockage that someone might not feel comfortable sharing with their friends, anything. And I never really thought about it that way. So thank you for sharing. So I have two questions for you. One, how good are you, do you think, at just reading someone's kink just by looking at them?
I've thought about doing other things and going back to like just kind of more of a traditional life sometimes, and I've realized that I can't because I can smell it on you. I can go to the grocery store or the gas station. I'm like, there's a foot guy. There's a.
Oh my gosh! Read some sisters. Read the kink. Read the kink.
No, I mean, I'd have to be like around you, like see you in person. Like I don't want to.
Damn it.
Yeah, I could read your kink. Probably.
I'll read your palms. I'll read your kink. Give me your crystal ball. I'll shove it up you if that's what you're reading.
Well, it gets overwhelming sometimes because people don't want to talk about that kind of stuff all the time. A lot of places, it's just, I mean, I have a lot of people in my life that are like, we don't want to talk about what you do. No aspect of that. That's like, that goes on the shelf over here. And so I do think about doing other things sometimes, and I realize I just can't. Like I really feel called to do what I do more than.
So I consider this a bit of training for us sisters and the nunlings that are on the call. What are some signals that, for example, someone might be a foot kink kind of person? Can you have you noticed any trends of,
yeah, you just notice them and you watch their eyes. Their eyes are just going down there all the time. And no one just pays attention to each other. We're all like stuck in our own heads most of the time. So if you look at what other people are doing, they reveal who they are around you all the time. And because I'm always looking at people, trying to take their temperature to make sure that I'm not crossing their lines, but just like going right along them. I think that I'm just kind of more hyper aware of it now than I used to be. And you just see them, just the same way that people look at boobs or will look at anything else. They'll be eyeballing what they like. And then you just look at the numbers,
So just pay attention to body language even more. That's a really good point, because I've got one bad eye, so one eye is always looking down. That doesn't mean I'm in a feet. It means got a donkey eye here. Don't judge. Just saying. Well, I've got about 6 minutes left, so I have a couple more questions. But I see a bunch of stuff in chat, and I have no idea what's going on in the chat. Does someone have a question? Just gonna check. Do all the butt stuff. Okay, yeah, all the
on
butt.
Facebook. It's probably my mom being like, "Get off of it."
I was just gonna
you, Jezebel.
I was gonna say, like, just point of clarification, it's not a meeting, I know, but we did end up actually going live to Facebook. It was just super delayed, and I think it's maybe my internet connection or the computer. But we are live on Facebook, and we have 4 people watching. So hey, what's up, people?
Hey,
it's like we got 5 minutes left, but I mean, feel free to ask any questions, and of course, hopefully, this recording is presented there. But yes, all the butt stuff.
All the butt stuff.
All the butt stuff.
What else?
What would need to change? What can the sisters do to help? Our goal is to expiate stigmatic guilt. That is our mission, to try to bring that to people. What have you learned in your life?
Promote pegging.
What?
Promote pegging.
Remote pegging. There is no shortage of people wanting to be pegged. I assure you.
What is remote
pegging? No, zero shortage. It's plenty promoted. There's plenty of people that are in touch with their prostate these days and would like that.
What is pegging?
Sister Mimosa, I think, does not understand what pegging is. Yes, please.
It's where I wear a strap on and I get.
Oh.
I'm the boy.
Okay. Well,
get to embrace my like gender fluidity a little bit too.
Are there any magic words? I know I don't mean that literally, of course, but think of phrases, any kind of signals that you can give someone to let them know we are a safe place. Just tell your kink, let it out. Because I'm taking that theme of integration of person away from this because we want to do that for people. What tips can you give all of us to say, hey, these words always seem to signal safety or something? And I know it's hard.
They
to
really don't. Here's the thing about words, they're meaningless without action to back them up. And people really feel if they're in a safe place. They don't trust that they're in a safe place with words. There's nothing you can say to make a person feel safe. You have to make them feel safe. So it's really just your body language. How are you comforting? You know, I'm a Virgo, I'm a natural maternal instinct. I'm a nurturer. Like I want people to feel better. Like I'm sadistic too. Like I like to hurt people. Sadism makes me happy, but I need it to be from a healthy place with full informed consent and safely, or at least risk aware. And you just have to build trust. Like I don't know that there's anything you can do. Is there something someone can say to you to make you trust them?
No.
No.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, we've got about 3 minutes left. So how can people get a hold of you, Mistress Kate, if they want to talk to you?
They can always email me at katewest.jezebel, JEZABEL @gmail.com. You can find me at Jezebel Queen on Twitter. You can find me at mistresskatewest.com and send me information there. Those are really the best ways. And if I like you, I'll give you my number and we can talk.
As long as you can answer your pop quiz.
Right. It's only 5 questions.
Oh, 5 questions, if only. Yeah.
It's so hard.
Well, if it's a good day.
I was just thinking about butthole tickles.
Butthole tickles? I like
Yeah, they're mine. They're just thinking about other things. They can't answer the questions.
They're so distracted by you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And what's on our last minute, what do you want the world to know about kink? For those of us watching, for the 300 people who won't look at it, but then watch this in the darkness, what do you want?
I don't think really anybody's vanilla. So everyone's got a thing. So just a little less judgment would go a long way. Like it's really that easy. Like it's not that weird and everybody's a little weird. I'm just a lot weird. So I just think that there's way too much stigma around it.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why I wanted to talk to you, because you do very good work, as I've heard, I think, and I've seen. So thank you so much for joining us. One quick round for the sisters. Anyone have one final question for Mistress Kate so we can release her to go to her party?
Let me out of the cage.
Out of the cage. Out of the cage with these nuns. No?
I have a question. What is your the one most beautiful moment that you had connecting with somebody in some sort of role play situation?
There's so many. I really enjoy medical play a lot. Strange place to get intimate in. It's not really kind of the normal stomping ground for intimacy. So I really like that. I really like needle art. I've been really getting into that lately. There's a real intimacy about like going through people's skin and just the way that people react. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just really kind of into a lot of it. I couldn't pick a favorite.
No particular moment.
Every experience to be magical.
Oh, look at you. She can't
Fair.
Sister Jareth. She can't. They're all her children and she loves them all equally.
I love all of my redheaded stepchildren.
Well,
Go get the cane.
So do we. Thank you so much for spending time with us and your patience as we work through some of the technology issues. And thank you for the work you do. Thank you for helping humans realize that you are okay. No matter what, you're okay. And I wish we lived in a world where we didn't have to hide, but this is where we are. That's why we're working together to do that. I look forward to, well, I hope to partner with you because Sister Adore brought up a really good idea to help bring out the kink. And the more we can help people connect with who they are and release themselves, they can be better humans to each other too.
Definitely. Thank you so much for inviting me on. It's so great to see you guys. There's a lot of old faces I just haven't seen in a while. So it's nice to see everyone. I want to see you in real time.
We'll get there. The world's slowly opening up. And if you like masks, the CDC's got opinions, but that's okay. You've got plenty.
I love masks. There's one. I was into masks before masks were
Before
mandatory.
it was popular. Before it was required. Well, remember, sparkle, darkle, whore, and gore. Do it all and do it.
Let's turn the world into gimps.
Yes. Turn the world into gimps. I want a t-shirt. You need to market that shit. Well, for those of you in Facebook land, thank you for joining us, the 4 of you, and those of you watching so quietly. We won't tell, but it's okay. Thank you. You are safe. You are okay. Whatever kink you're into. We love you. The sisters love you. And Mistress Kate is waiting for you. Have a good day, everybody, or a good night, or doing whatever it is you're doing right now. Do it all with love. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.